Hello, good morning students. Welcome to Unit Coaching class. Students, in this chapter we have started the point interest on security in a previous video. Still this point is remaining. So today we complete all the point regarding of this topic interest on security. Okay. So in a previous video, we get the information that here security means they are talking about which security. So security issued by central or state government, by local authority or companies, or by the corporation established by the government or central or state government act. Okay. Now today we are going to understand the types of security. As per income tax, security has been divided in two types. Okay, first is government security and second is commercial security. Government and commercial, you can say that private and government, like this. Okay, so government and commercial security, there are two parts of security as per income tax act. Now in government security there are two more parts. First, tax free government security and taxable government security. There are two type of government security, tax free and taxable. Very easy, tax free and taxable. Now you can easily understand tax free. Okay, so what it means? It's totally tax free, means any SSC who has purchased this tax free government security means he hasn't pay any tax. Okay, it is fully exempted. कोई tax भरवानो नहीं आवશે, fully exempted. And taxable means he has to pay tax on this type of security, right? So it's a very simple. Now how can we understand in exam or whenever we solve this sum or in a real life, how can you understand this government security is tax free or taxable? પહેલે ખબર પડશે કે જે પણ ગવર્મેન્ટ સિક્યોરિટી tax free છે કે taxable છે. It's a very easy. So if any security, any government security comes under included in section 10 subsection 15 of the income tax act, any security, any government security which comes under the section 10 subsection 50 of income tax act are tax free government security. એટલે જે પણ સિક્યોરિટી આ સેક્શન 10 15 માં ઇન્ક્લુડ કરવામાં આવી છે દરેકે દરેક સિક્યોરિટી કેવી છે? ટેક્સ ફ્રી છે. Interest on this security are fully tax free, fully exempted. Okay, and what is the taxable government security? Very easy, the security which is not comes under the section 10 subsection 15 of income tax act are taxable, and SSC has to pay tax on this income on this taxable government security. એટલે જે પણ સિક્યોરિટી સેક્શન 10 15 માં આવે છે, ઓકે, એ દરેકે દરેક ટેક્સ ફ્રી છે અને એમાં નથી તે બધી ટેક્સેબલ છે. So now the question that which security comes under section 10 subsection 15, you must know that. Okay, by this you can understand it is a tax free or taxable government security. So let's see that interest on security exempted under section 10 subsection 15. So let's see which are they. Income by way of interest, premium on redemption or other payment on notified security, bonds, annuity certificates or other saving certificates. So these are all security. You can see that A, B, C, D, E up to N. These all are security, means in a way of certificates, in a deposit, bond, okay, which declared by which issued by central or state government, which is fully tax free. તો આ જે પણ સિક્યોરિટી છે એ સર્ટિફિકેટના ફોર્મમાં છે, બોન્ડ્સના ફોર્મમાં છે, ડિપોઝિટના ફોર્મમાં છે, કોઈ સ્કીમના ફોર્મમાં છે, એ ટોટલી ટેક્સ ફ્રી છે, which is issued by central government or in some cases state government. So which are they? First, national saving annuity certificate for 12 years. Like we know that we put FD for 5 years, 10 years, this way it is for 12 years. National saving annuity certificate. Remember આ જે પણ certificate છે, bonds છે, okay, એ બધા કોઈ ઇસ્યુ કર્યા છે સેન્ટ્રલ ગવર્મેન્ટ ઓલમોસ્ટ કેસીસમાં, અને ટોટલી એક્ઝેમ્પ્ટેડ છે, ટેક્સ ફ્રી છે. યુ મસ્ટ નો ઓનલી ધીસ નેમ એન્ડ નથિંગ, તમારે નામ યાદ રાખવાના છે, વિચ આર ધે. Then national plan certificate for 10 years, national plan saving certificate for 12 years, national defense gold bonds 1980, okay, gold deposit bonds 1999, special bearer bonds special deposit scheme. So there are many, but I have put in this way so you can easily remember. Okay, first of all you can easily remember these four: national saving annuity, national plan saving, national defense bonds. Then you can remember these three: gold deposits, special bearer bonds and special deposit scheme. After that, treasury saving deposit certificate, and then all are regarding post office. Post office national saving certificate, post office cash certificate, post office saving bank account, post office cumulative time deposit, and last M and N, that is scheme of fixed deposit governed by the government saving certificate, and the same scheme of fixed deposit governed by the post office. Okay, so here you have to remember just its name. If in a question or even in real life, if you invested in this type of any security deposit or bond, it is fully exempted. You don't have to pay any amount of tax if you get interest from this type of any security. Okay, તો totally exempted છે. આમાં તમે કોઈમાં પણ ઇન્વેસ્ટ કરશો તમારે કોઈ ટેક્સ પે કરવાનો આવશે નહીં. And here the post office saving bank account, એટલે કે જો પોસ્ટ ઓફિસમાં તમે સેવિંગ અકાઉન્ટ ઓપન કરો, લાઈક બેંકમાં આપણે સેવિંગ અકાઉન્ટ હોય છે તે પ્રકારે. So here some exception but some limit. If individual account is open, then exemption amount is up to only 3500. individual હશે તો વધારે કેટલો exemption મળશે? 3500. if you get interest 4000, then 500 is taxable. okay, જો 4000 તમને interest receive થશે, okay, 4000 interest if you received, so 3500 is exempted, and above 3500 is taxable in case of individual. And there is a joint account, then up to 7000 a tax free છે. okay, so you have to remember this name, and also remember that even in exam as a theory it can be asked interest on security that is exempted under section 1015. okay, એટલે જે પણ સિક્યોરિટી એક્ઝેમ્પ્ટેડ છે, ટેક્સ ફ્રી છે, give that list, give that name. okay, તો એક્ઝામ એઝ અ થિયરી તરીકે પૂછાઈ શકે છે. so it can be useful as a theory and also in sum. Then second, interest on 7% capital investment bonds, 10% relief bonds 1993 notified by central government. Then interest on NRI bonds issued by SBI, interest payable to Nordic Investment Bank, interest payable to European Investment Bank. So you have to just remember all these names. The list is so long. okay, you have to remember all of these. okay, ઘણી long list છે, તમારે પૂરેપૂરી list યાદ રાખવાની છે. clear? so I also send you this PDF. you can just read and remember that name. Now in our syllabus almost they ask about this first, means this first heading. આપણે સિલેબસમાં જે ક્વેશ્ચન આવે છે એમાં જ્યારે પૂછાય છે તો એમાંથી મોસ્ટ ઓફ જે આ ફર્સ્ટ કેસીસમાં છે ને એ ઓલમોસ્ટ પૂછાય છે, ફર્સ્ટ એન્ડ સેકન્ડ. ઓકે, આ ફર્સ્ટમાં જે અલગ અલગ ડિપોઝિટ આપેલી છે, સર્ટિફિકેટ આપેલી છે, ઓલમોસ્ટ દે આસ્ક ઇન એક્ઝામ ઓર ઇન અવર સિલેબસ. એવું નથી કે સિલેબસમાં આટલું છે, બટ ઓલમોસ્ટ એ જ પૂછાતું હોય છે આપણે. સો યુ હેવ ટુ ફર્સ્ટ રિમેમ્બર this first heading. okay, જે પહેલા હેડિંગમાં જે પણ આ સિક્યોરિટી સર્ટિફિકેટ બોન્ડ છે, you must remember all this, and also this second. okay, આ જે સેકન્ડ છે તે capital investment and relief bonds. actually you have to remember all bonds, all deposit, all security, but this first and second almost coming question. okay, સૌથી વધારે ફર્સ્ટ ને સેકન્ડ નો છે વધારે ક્વેશ્ચનમાં આવે છે. એવું નથી કે બાકીના નહીં આવશે, એ પણ આવે છે, બટ ફર્સ્ટ અને સેકન્ડમાં જે ડિપોઝિટ આપી છે, જે સિક્યોરિટી આપી છે, ઓલમોસ્ટ ક્વેશ્ચનમાં આવતી હોય છે. so actually you have to remember all, but first and second is important. it comes many times in a question in exam, and whenever you solve the sum from the books you will get this security. so all this security comes under this section 1015. it's a totally tax free, and if any other government security which is not comes under this, that are taxable. okay, તો જે પણ ગવર્મેન્ટ સિક્યોરિટી આ સેક્શનમાં ઇન્ક્લુડ કરવામાં આવી છે. ધીઝ ઓલ સિક્યોરિટીઝ આર ટોટલી ટેક્સ ફ્રી. જે પણ આમાં આપી છે બધી કેવી છે? ટેક્સ ફ્રી છે. અને આના સિવાય જો કોઈ અધર્સ ગવર્મેન્ટ સિક્યોરિટી હશે તો ધેટ વોઝ ધી taxable government security. Okay, clear? So here we have to just remember that name. Now come to the next, commercial security. Means a security issued by a private company, private firm, private institution, etc. These all are commercial security. જે private institution બહાર પાડે છે. Now there are also two types of commercial security. First is tax free commercial security, tax free commercial security, and second tax less commercial security. Tax free and tax less. Okay, tax free and tax less. So let's understand this both point, and these both point are important. Okay, in a real life also you will come across this type of point, security in a real life and also in our syllabus, in our question. So let's understand. First of all, we are going to understand this tax less commercial security, then we are going to understand tax free commercial security. So let's start. Tax less commercial security. Tax less commercial securities. Okay, so let's take an example to clear the concept. Suppose a person, the name of that person of A, purchase purchase 10% tax less debenture of ABC Limited, amount 5 lakh. A person A purchased 10% tax less debenture of ABC Limited, amount 5 lakh. And here we assume that he hold this debenture for whole year. Okay, આપણે એવું માનીએ કે debenture પૂરેપૂરું વર્ષ એની પાસે હતા, so he will get the whole year debenture interest. It means actually he holding the debenture at the due date of interest. Okay, last video માં જે explain કર્યું હતું કે due date માં જો એની પાસે debenture હશે, he will get the interest, and here we assume that he will get whole year interest because he assumed the debenture, holding the debenture at the date of interest. Okay, so company here issue declared paid interest on 31st March, means only one times in a year, and he holding that debenture on that date, so he will get the interest. How much interest he will get? So amount of investment, that is debenture 5 lakh, and rate of interest 10%, so he will get interest 50,000. Now here which type of security it is? It is a tax less security. કઈ security છે આ? Tax less. So it's a very simple cases. Here tax has been less. Okay, tax શું થશે? અહીંયા less થશે. Suppose the rate of tax is 10%. So here what happened? This ABC Limited also deducted tax 10%. So it's now called TDS. એ શું કહેવાશે? 10% TDS કહેવાશે. જો rate of tax 10% હોય on this income, suppose the rate of tax is 10% on this type of income, rate of tax is suppose 10%. So what ABC Limited do? He will charge TDS 10%, that is 5,000. So the remaining amount 45,000 it will be received by A. Okay, because here the name tax less. So what happened here? The company, the institution who issued security, okay, જે પણ company institution security issue કરે છે એ શું કરશે? That company deducted tax, then give the remaining amount to that person who holding the debenture who holding that security. જે પણ person holding કરશે security એને શું કરશે tax less કરશે. So it directly is called TDS. Okay, tax deducted at source, direct TDS કાપી નાખશે 5,000 and 45,000 it will be received. So you can say that this 15,000 is a gross income. Okay, this 15,000 called gross income, it is TDS amount, and the 45,000 called what? It is the actually received amount by the holder of security. એટલે જે પર્સન પાસે સિક્યોરિટી હશે ને કેટલું ઇન્ટરેસ્ટ રિસીવ થશે, that is 45,000. Clear? So it's a very simple case, tax less, right? So a institute or any private firm or company who issue security, so what he did, he deducted he deducted tax and then give amount to the holder of that security. Okay, tax deduct કરી નાખશે, પછી જે amount હશે એ amount security holder ને આપશે. Now when this person A prepare his statement, that is income from other sources, whenever he prepare his statement income from other sources, so here he should show this income. Okay, તો અહીંયા income ને show કરશે, interest on tax less debenture of ABC. Now which amount he should show here? Actually the gross amount of interest is 50,000. Okay, gross amount કેટલી છે? That was 50,000, but 5,000 TDS has been deducted and he got 45,000. Okay, actually એને કેટલી amount receive થઈ છે? 45, 5,000 TDS deduct થઈ ગયો છે. So here remember we have to show always gross amount, like I told that when I explained about the lottery, right? Lottery, card games, in that case I told you we have to show always gross income. So here we have to show which income? We have to show gross income. Clear? So here kay income show કરીશું? We have to show here gross income, that is 50,000. Clear this point? Okay, now in a question you will get two type of point. Okay, this point has been clear. What is tax less security, tax less commercial security? Okay, so this way it was calculated. જે પણ interest હશે એમાંથી tax deduct થઈને બાકીની amount payment કરવામાં આવશે. And when we prepare our statement, we have to show which amount? We have to show gross amount. But in a question, which type of information they will give? Okay, so first information may be like this, that they will give information this way: 10% tax less debenture of ABC Limited 5 lakh. In a question this type of information will be given, or maybe the second situation, this type of information given: 10% tax less, interest on tax less debenture of ABC Limited 45,000. So in a question you will get these two type of information. Okay, દાખલામાં તમને આ રીતે information આપશે. Here 10% tax less debenture of ABC Limited 5 lakhs is given, or this type of information will be given, that interest on tax less debenture of ABC Limited 45,000. So what happened here? Here the rate of interest is given. Okay, rate of interest is given plus amount of debenture, amount of security is given. Okay, તો first situation માં શું આપેલું છે? રેટ ઓફ ઇન્ટરેસ્ટ આપેલું છે ને અમાઉન્ટ ઓફ સિક્યોરિટી બંને ટોટલી અમાઉન્ટ આપેલી છે. ઇન અ સેકન્ડ સિચ્યુએશન they give only amount of interest. Amount of interest. So in a question you will get these two type of information regarding this transaction. Okay, first situation માં શું આપેલું છે? Rate of interest plus amount of security, and second માં only give the amount of interest. And we know that I told you we have to show which amount. We have to always show gross amount when we prepare the statement from income for other sources. એમાં આપણે કઈ amount show કરવાની છે? Always gross amount. So here in this case, in this first case, how you will get gross amount? Very simple, because here you will get directly gross interest because 5 lakh નું investment છે અને એના 10% કરીશું, you will get directly 15,000. It is a gross amount because after calculate this TDS was deducted. Okay, so here what happen? You will get directly gross amount. Directly percentage કરીશું એટલે આપણે gross amount મળી જશે. You will get gross amount directly. Here amount of interest is given. Here amount of interest is given. Look at interest on taxless debenture of ABC Limited. Here they give the amount of interest, right? So here important thing, because when the amount of interest, it means it's a received amount of interest. So amount of interest આપે એટલે શું કહેવાય? Received amount of interest. Think practically. If the friend of A, okay, એનો કોઈ friend છે, that was the B, a friend of A, asked A, okay, B નો A નો friend છે B, જો B એને પૂછશે ભાઈ how much interest you have received from this taxless debenture of ABC Limited, એટલે શું મળ્યું તને at the end of the year? So what the person A told? I got 45,000, મને 45,000 interest મળ્યું છે. Okay, so here when the amount of interest is given, it means it is the received amount of interest. Okay, જ્યારે ઇન્ટરેસ્ટની અમાઉન્ટ આપે એટલે શું કહેવાય? રિસીવ્ડ અમાઉન્ટ ઓફ ઇન્ટરેસ્ટ. સો હિયર પ્રોબ્લેમ ઇઝ ધેટ ઇટ ઇઝ ધી નેટ અમાઉન્ટ. આ કઈ અમાઉન્ટ કહેવાશે? ઇટ ઇઝ ધી નેટ અમાઉન્ટ, નોટ ધી ગ્રોસ. ઓકે, આ કઈ અમાઉન્ટ છે? ઇટ ઇઝ ધી નેટ અમાઉન્ટ. ક્વેશ્ચનમાં કઈ અમાઉન્ટ આપેલી છે? ધી નેટ અમાઉન્ટ વોઝ ગિવન. When both has been given, that amount of debenture, sorry, price, amount of security and the rate of interest is given. It's a very simple, directly તમે percentage કરો, you will get the directly gross interest, but the interest amount is given. Okay, જો interest ની amount આપે, so remember it is a net. interest ની amount આપે તો એ કઈ amount કહેવાશે? It is the net amount. Okay, interest amount is given, it's a net amount. And which amount we have to show here? આપણે કઈ amount show કરવાની છે? We have to show gross amount. So here we have to find out that gross amount. So how to find out? Very simple. When the amount of interest is given, they also give the TDS. TDS કેટલો છે? 10% છે. They here in a question they also give TDS. TDS પણ તમને આપી દેશે. TDS 10%. Okay, 10% TDS પણ આપેલો હશે. Okay, so now what to do here? So here we have to find out the gross income, and we solve this type of point when we explain, we learned lottery card games. Okay, lottery card games માં આપણે જોયું છે, બસ એ જ રીતે આપણે એને સોલ્વ કરીશું. lottery card games માં this is the 45,000 net amount, means after TDS, after tax, and the rate of tax is 10%. 10% છે તો આમાં 10% already less થઈ ગયા છે. So it is the amount of how? 90%. So we have to put this step for 90, 45,000, what in will case of 100. So you will get 15,000. It is the gross amount. Okay, so this way you will get this 50,000. Clear? So here the rules is that when the in case of tax free, sorry, in case of tax less security, tax less commercial security, if the rate of interest and the amount of interest, in that case you just multiply, you will get the gross amount. But the amount of interest is given, then you have to follow this step. Okay, you have to do this process, and this process called grossing અપ. આપણે જે પ્રોસેસ કરી છે ટુ ફાઇન્ડ ધી ગ્રોસ ઇન્કમ, ધેટ્સ પ્રોસેસ કોલ્ડ ગ્રોસિંગ અપ. ઓકે, આ જે પ્રોસેસ કરે એને શું કહેવાય છે? આપણે કહીશું એને ગ્રોસિંગ અપ. ઓકે, ક્લિયર? સો this is the rules regarding tax less security. Okay, so let's see this tax less security. This point we will show later on. The first line, come to the second line. This means that income tax is deducted by the authority issuing the security while paying the interest on security. Right? જે પણ authority કંપની હોય કે કોઈ ફાઇનાન્શિયલ ઇન્સ્ટિટ્યૂટ જે પણ સિક્યોરિટી ઇસ્યુ કરે છે એ શું કરશે? જ્યારે પણ ઇન્ટરેસ્ટ પે કરશે they will deducted tax, TDS કટ કરી નાખશે. So what is the rules we have to remember? When amount of investment and the rate of interest is given, we have to know grossing up. કોઈ grossing up કરવાને ડાયરેક્ટલી percentage multiply કરી દઈશું amount of investment into rate of interest, you will get directly gross amount. Okay, directly gross amount મળી જશે. And the amount of interest is given, then what we have to do? We have to do grossing up. Clear? Okay, so first situation માં directly multiplication કરી દઈશું, you will get the gross amount. But જો amount of interest આપેલી હશે તો આપણે શું કરવું પડશે? Grossing up. This is the rules regarding tax less commercial security. Okay, remember tax less. Now let's see the another type of commercial security, that is tax free commercial security. So let's understand this point, tax free commercial security. Tax free commercial security. Now here also let's take an example. Suppose a person purchased 10% tax free bond of ABC Limited, amount 50,000. Okay, so here what will be the amount of interest? Here we suppose that the company means ABC Limited pay interest only one time in a year, and on that date this person A hold that bond, so he will get the whole year interest 50,000, not 10%. Here amounts come 5,000. Now what's effect of this tax free commercial security? First of all, tax free. So by these words, almost means everyone think that it is a tax free, means no tax have to pay, right? Tax free છે એટલે એના પર કોઈ tax pay કરવાનો નથી, right? Almost everyone thinks that. It was right, not the wrong. But also think that it's a commercial, means a private. It was issued by any private firm, private institution, private company. So how it is possible that it is a tax free? Okay, કોઈ પણ suppose the Reliance Limited issue tax free bonds or tax free debenture, it is a tax free for that person who hold that debenture or bonds, because the private company के private sector में जो issue થાય तो tax तो pay કરવો જ પડે ને. So how it's become a tax free? So let's understand its meaning. What's a tax free commercial security? So here what happened? Whenever the company, means here ABC Limited or any authority who issued debenture, bonds or any security, he give this company, this authority give assurance to that holder of that security. Okay, it is the issuer of security, like a security issue કરે છે authority of security, and it is the holder of security. So here ABC Limited give assurance એટલે કે ખાતરી આપે છે. ABC Limited give assurance to a holder of security that whatever rate of interest is decided, that was 10%, you will get the full amount at that rate of interest. You will get the full amount of interest at that rate of interest. એટલે તમને પૂરેપૂરી amount મળશે, means 50,000 ના debenture છે, bonds છે ના 10%, so you will get 5,000, means it was received by A, means the holder of security. ઓકે, એને પૂરેપૂરી અમાઉન્ટ મળશે, જે પણ રેટ ઓફ ઇન્ટરેસ્ટ ડિસાઇડ હશે. ઓકે, સો એના જેટલા બી અમાઉન્ટ થતી હશે, he will get the full amount. Again, the issuer of security, authority who issue the security, give assurance to the holder of security, here A, that he will be given the full interest at the rate of interest which has been decided. Okay, no tax has been deducted from that income. કોઈ પણ પ્રકારનો ટેક્સ TDS કાપવામાં આવશે નહીં. Here what happened? TDS has been deducted and then amount was given. It's a tax less. In case of tax less માં શું થશે? TDS ચાર્જ કરવામાં આવે છે અને ચાર્જ કર્યા પછી જે amount આવે એ received by the holder. But here not this way. TDS ચાર્જ કરવામાં આવશે નહીં and the whole amount at the rate of that interest will be given to the holder of that security. પૂરેપૂરી amount એને આપી દેવામાં આવશે. Now here question, then how it's become a tax free? Okay, તો હવે આમાં tax free કઈ રીતે બની ગઈ? So here it is a tax free for person A. Why? Because this 5,000 has been given to A. Now question about is tax. Suppose the amount of tax is 500. Okay, we have to just take a approximately amount. Suppose 300. Amount of tax on this income is 300. Okay, હવે question is who paid this tax? Who paid this tax? So here it was paid by the issuer authority of security, means by ABC Limited. Payment कौन करશે? ABC Limited. But ABC Limited did not charge this tax to A, to on income of A, the holder of security. એને કોઈ ચાર્જ કરવામાં નહીં આવશે. Indirectly ABC Limited give this money from his own pocket. Okay, એના પોતાના ખિસ્સામાંથી પૈસા આપે છે, એક્સ્ટ્રા પેમેન્ટ કરે છે ટેક્સનું on behalf of A without cut that tax, without deducted that TDS from his income. Okay, એની ઇન્કમમાંથી લેસ કર્યા વગર એને પૂરેપૂરી અમાઉન્ટ આપી દેશે. So here indirectly this 5,000 is tax free for A. Okay, A માટે તો tax free થઈ ગયું because એનો જે પણ tax હતો, whatever tax on this 5,000, that was 300, was paid by ABC Limited and it was not charged to A. Okay, એના વટી from the holder of that security, that tax was paid by the whom? This authority who issued the security. Clear? So what is difference in tax less and tax free? In case of tax less, TDS was charged on that income. Okay, but this TDS was paid by the authority, means here ABC Limited, and this tax was also deducted from his income. Okay, અને બાકીની જે income આવે એ એનું payment કરવામાં આવે છે. So here the holder of security get the amount after TDS, but here in this case the tax was paid by the authority but it was not deducted to his income. Here A received whole amount at the rate of tax. Okay, tax ની જે rate interest નો જે rate હશે એ rate પ્રમાણે જે પણ amount આવશે એ પૂરેપૂરી amount એને મળી જશે. So remember, tax free commercial security means in that case the authority who issues security assurance the holder of security that he will get the total amount of interest whatever rate of interest is decided. Okay, જે પણ interest નો rate હશે એ પ્રકારે જેટલું પણ interest હશે પૂરેપૂરું interest એને આપી દેવામાં આવશે. So here holder of security get full amount of interest without any TDS, without any tax. And now come about the tax on that income. So that tax was paid by the authority without charging on his income. Okay, in income પર કોઈ ચાર્જ નહીં કરશે અને પૂરેપૂરી 5000 આપી દેશે, right? And remember here the actually amount of interest was gross amount of interest કેટલી કહેવાશે? Actually the amount of interest is here 5300 કહેવાશે. How 5300? Think practically. Here actually income on by A that was 5300. Actually amount any 5300 કહેવાશે. How? 5000 was received and 3000 tax. Okay, આ tax તો એને જ પે કરવાનું, પણ એના વટી કોણ પે કરે છે? ABC Limited, the tax. So overall it's income on this 5300. So you can say that the gross amount is 5300. From that tax was paid 3000. So he received 5000. Clear? So actually amount any 5300 કહેવાશે. Clear this? And this was the net amount. So it is the pattern, it is the way of tax free commercial security. Let's see its definition, its meaning. Look at here. An assurance is given to the investor by the company or institution issuing the certificates that the gross amount at the rate of interest fixed on the security will be paid to the investor, and out of this amount income tax will not be deducted. Okay, જે પણ amount હશે rate of interest પ્રમાણે એને આપી દેવામાં આવશે, કોઈ tax deduct કરવામાં નહીં આવશે. Of course, even in this situation the company or institution issuing the security deposit, look at, deposit the amount of income tax payable on behalf of the assessee in the income tax department, and a certificate of TDS is issued to the investor. Okay, so here also the TDS was, tax was paid by the authority who issue security, but it is not deducted from his income. Okay, in income માંથી issue કર્યા વગર આપશે. Clear? Now the question, when we prepare our statement, final income from other sources, આપણે જે statement બનાવીશું, income from other sources. So here I told you we have to show which income, that is gross income. So here what will be the gross income? Remember here 50,000 ના 10% કરીને જે 5000 આવ્યા છે, here this 5000, it is not the gross income, it is the net income indirectly. આ જે income આવી છે આ કેવી કહેવાશે? This called the net income. This 5000 is called which income? It is net income. Okay, 5000 એ કેવી કહેવાશે? Net, because આના પર જે tax charge થયો છે, but a tax paid by this ABC Limited. I just told you, remember how you will get the gross income. Okay, in a simple format, gross income means જે પણ gross હશે એમાંથી tax less કરીશું, you will get the net income, right? Okay, a net income એ કઈ income કહેવાય? Received amount. Now here in this case he received 5000. Okay, he received 5000 and tax છે 3000. So what will be the gross? Gross will be 5300. એમાંથી 300 less થશે, so 5000 received amount કહેવાશે. Clear? So here important thing is that whatever amount come, that was the net income. જે પણ amount આવશે એ કેવી કહેવાશે? Net income કહેવાશે. So you have to find out the gross income. So here you have to gross up. Okay, તમારે એને gross up કરવું પડશે. But one more important, if in this type of question, in case of tax free security, suppose they give like this 10% tax free debenture 5 lakh. Okay, so here what happen? If you find 5 lakh na 10%, you will get 50,000. But I told you whatever the amounts come, this amount directly paid to the holder, so it is a net amount. And suppose in a question they give the interest directly 15,000, even in this case it is a net amount. So I just want to say that in case of tax free, the rate of interest or the amount of investment is given, so you will get 50,000, but I told you it is a net amount, because in case of tax free જે પણ percentage પ્રમાણે જે income આવશે, this totally pay to the holder. Okay, this totally amount received by the holder. Okay, holder ને પૂરેપૂરી amount મળી જશે અને that is net amount. અને જો directly interest આપેલું હશે તો net જ કહેવાશે. So here in both cases the amount is always net. અને જો net હશે તો તમારે શું કરવું પડશે? You have to find out the gross amount, and to find out gross amount you have to grossing up. So here the rules is that amount of investment and rate of interest is given, or amount of interest is given. In both cases what you have to do? You have to do gross up. Okay, બંને કેસીસમાં આપણે શું કરવું પડશે? એને gross up કરવું પડશે, because there is a no option, because here જે પણ amount હશે directly amount એને paid કરવામાં આવશે. It was received by that holder, અને જે receive amount હશે તે કેવી કહેવાશે? Here it will call the net amount. Okay, કેવી amount હશે? It will net amount. So we have to gross up in both cases. So remember these rules. Okay, in case of tax free commercial security you have to gross up in every case, simple language. And in case of tax less, so what you have to do? Remember, if amount of interest and rate of interest is given, directly multiply with that percentage, you will get the gross amount, no grossing up. But the amount of interest is given, then you have to gross up. Clear? Now the last point is that in a question, how can we know that the security is given is tax free or tax less? કેવી રીતે ખબર પડશે? Suppose in a question they told that 10% okay tax free debenture, 10% tax free debenture. So here we follow these rules. Okay, suppose they told that 10% tax less debenture. Okay, then we follow these rules, but only give this that 10% debenture. Now what we assume? It is a tax less or tax free. શું સમજવું? So that's the rules about the first point. Here I told you, we see later on. Generally all security are tax less security if not mentioned. Okay, જો કોઈ પણ પ્રકારનું mention નહીં હોય, none information is given, in that case all security are tax less. So here only 10% debenture is given. Suppose 10% debenture of ABC Limited, only this information is given. Then what to do? We have to assume it is a tax less. Without any information we assume that it is a tax less security, right? And if it is a tax free, they have to clearly say that it's a tax free. Clear? Okay, so here our most important point is completed, that is types of security, sorry, interest on security. It was totally completed.